How's it going, you beautiful people? My name is Azur Dragon, and welcome back to more Azur Lane. So, last episode, Sal paid her whole full hand, and now we wonder, what is inside of that black egg? Let's find out in B-2, Mortal's Miracle. Light cuts through darkness, eliminates the void, and brings hope. There are some miracles that only mere mortals can accomplish. Clemenceau is right about the reality anchors. Her plan is likely the best option we've got. More practical and has higher odds of success than what I had in mind. While I hate to admit it, we should move forward with her plan. In the meantime, I'll keep a close eye on her until all this has been resolved. Discuss Clemenceau's plan of Memphis Meta and members of all factions. We all came to a consensus. From there, we swiftly moved on to discussing tactics and contacting all parties across the Mediterranean. At last, every shipbuilder to get in touch with had been mobilized. In my command, shipbuilders across Gibraltar, Toulon, Malta, Toronto, Rome, and Venice all activated the skybound wall at their respective locations. The remaining reality anchor in northern Sardinia would have to be dealt with after Littorio finished up in Venice. There was an additional anchor in the Irish Orthodox territory, which Rhys and her fleet have been tasked with securing. Many of our positions have been caught up in reenactment. Naval HQ was effectively on lockdown to find vestige. So they would reclaim these at the same time. Then there were the reality anchors in Africa. The map Clemenceau showed us had used old names such as Algeria and Carthage. According to her, it was tied to the anchor's concept. And to confirm travel was possible to those locations via the network, it wouldn't impede our operation. For the time being, it simply stuck with the names that were on the map. These anchors were developed by two forces, the Royal Navy and Ironblood. The royals we handled the Algeria sector, as they were closest to it. As for the Carthage anchor, we're going to lead a fleet to rendezvous with the Royal Navy in Malta and travel through the network to and secure it. Finally, there were the anchors east of the Mediterranean. Unfortunately, we didn't have the forces necessary to capture them right away. I consider routing the forces near that black hole. It would be best to keep them close by in the event of an emergency. We don't have much time left. The divine vestige is spreading faster than I expected. It reached places even beyond the Mediterranean. I'm sorry that I can't help you with the anchors. I have my hands full keeping Helena and her team posted. Seems our only option is to divert some of the forces defending the pavilion. We can't divert too many, or else we can't defend ourselves against the enemy if they converge on us. We can't just move all our mission-critical communications equipment. We need a sizable force to get the commander safe. Andrea's fate remains unreachable due to the sandstorm in the region. Commander, if at all possible, can't we start with the anchor in Alexandria? I want to know if our fleet there is safe. After we've extracted them, we could send them to secure some of the anchors in the east. You make a great point, actually. Let's bump the rescue up in the list of our priorities. Beep. Right then, a call rang out in the private channel on my communicator. It's Sovietsky Soyuz? I'm so glad to hear your voice, Comrade Commander. I hope you're safe and sound. Truth be told, I'm in the Black Sea right now on official business. I've gotten swept up in the same situation as you. I've heard about what is happening to my comrades. The Northern Parliament gladly offers you its aid. If you don't mind, could you tell me what your plan is? I explained the situation and my plan to her over the communicator. I see. We can take care of the reality anchors of Constantinople and the Aegean Sea. Our fleets will take the before straight to the Aegean Sea. There we shall complete all the outlined mission objectives. So yes, may I interject? I'd like to know about our dear blueprint ship. Has she mastered her rigging yet? She has become proficient, at least. In fact, she's the reason I came to the Black Sea. I've already drafted her for this operation to bolster our forces. I hope you don't mind. Not at all. Provide for opportunity to test her abilities. What are you talking about? Champagne? Let's say there are some things with the rigging we had to work out. I must say so, yes. This was brilliant timing. You're the last person I expected to hear from. Call it Providence, if you will. In reality, yet Champagne's on how to work. Everything is ready. She's a solid grasp on her new equipment. She is more than suited for battle. We'll know for later, but for now, she'll be accompanying us for a brief while. It's time for me to go. Let us meet later in the World Expo, Comrade Commander. What is Northern Parliament fleet doing in the Black Sea? Last I heard, they were engaged in a major offensive against the Sirens in the Arctic Sea. Let's see if Clemenceau has my answers. It's nothing complicated. It's part of collaboration between Visha and the Northern Parliament. Don't you encourage us to work together all the time? Here's her timing you're asking about. You think it's too convenient, Are you wondering why Blueprint ship is about to show up now? If I had any role to play in that? Or do you have any questions or do you have questions about why she hasn't showed up until now? Certainly valid questions. Why aren't you putting the cart before the horse? We have got to stop after all. Benito, I've returned! Vittorio, thank goodness. Have you heard anywhere? No. And if I was, we'll have time for sisterly love later. It'll take a crisis of greater magnitude than this to break my spirit. Now, on to my report. The skybound wall in Venice has been activated. The other one will follow shortly. Then there's our fleet in Alexandria, which we're worried about. Sadly, I don't know anything about the situation. I do know is we have a soldier in the Suez Canal we can mobilize. Carabinier. I sent her there on a, let's say, a diplomatic mission. Commander, may I borrow your communicator? I wonder why she hesitated for a moment when talking about her. That's not important at the moment, though. He knows manpower, and soon. All Vittorio will call Carabinier home. Although, we need all the help we can get. We need a lot more than just her. Think me, think. Don't I have a name? Yeah, I know I do. Is there someone who could come to our aid at a moment's notice? It's time to bid farewell. The Arbiter's gone. We have no reason to stick together. In order to get out of the singularity, I'd say that I told about earlier, you should be fine. We hope we can meet again someday. Under what circumstances? I don't know. We'll share heartfelt reunion and we'll exchange blows as enemies. Wait, perhaps things up for our jeweler there. Yeah, I did say I'd tell you something you're gonna like, didn't I? Don't worry, I remember our deal. Your plate managed to stay fighting until the end of it all. I'll let you know on something good. You know what? I'll give you directly. Dia reached behind her back and staggered over to me. Don't worry, I'll be in touch. No, really, I already caught that code where your port is. That's right. Batching Operation Siren, hear you from the ashes, gave me her contact code. I was hesitant to use it until now. Let's see if she answers. Anything new? No. My apologies for yawning. It's a little bit late in the day where I am, and I decided to start recording this immediately after work. Very few things can beat my devotion to the cause. I'll fight on until the end, no matter the situation. I mean, that lengthy workload is part of why I'm going to be recording so constantly, pre-recording this so constantly, because I have a lot of work the next few weeks, and I probably won't be able to actually record this event properly unless I buckle down and just do it as soon as I can. Hi, Carl. I know you're here. I thought you were still running the backlogs. If anyone gets that joke, I will immediately die. There's going to be 5 more ships to clear out. Since it says kill 15 escort fleets, there'll be 7 I have to kill to defeat all enemies, and then 4 to reveal the boss. God, that's a cool looking shot of her. Also, yeah, these tribunal carriers are just something straight out of Warhammer 40k. Like, just look at the things. I believe after this next one, the boss will reveal itself, and after that, I'll make a brief cut to finish off all of this because, well, these videos are already getting very, very long as is. I have no interest in stretching this any more than I have to. I remember I used to look at like old videos from about a year or two ago that are like over like around 30 minutes long, and I kept thinking, God, there was so much I could have cut out to just trim down the video length. And nowadays, these videos for these events are like 40 minutes. I just have to go, yep, that's fine. And? No, I wasn't right. How surprising. This is only going to be cleared in 2 attempts, and I need to drain... I guess so, because nothing spawns in after this. I'll have 9 defeated. If it takes 5 to reveal the boss, then next time it'll be... Yeah, just drain all these enemies and fight the boss. I guess they're trying to like do this all in 2 clears. Although weirdly, it was A3 that was 3 clears. But now I've gone back down to 2 clears, despite having just as many escort leads to clear out. How fascinating. And how confusing for me. What the? God, those airplanes actually like jump scared me. Ah! And? Okay, I was right this time. There's no cutscene before the boss, so let me take a cut and clear out the rest of these enemies. Give me a second. As Wise Man once said, we are so back. So you can see everything is cleared out. Show me what you got. Every time I see like Hindenburg pop up here, I have to make sure we're past the 10-minute mark, because I swear to God, YouTube is going to come for me for that. I mean, I have no delusions that my channel is ever going to be monetized. I'm going to set up a Patreon if I want to make any money off of this. And, hey, you know what's about to happen again, so, let's give it a up. I am prepared to stab a siren to death. Also, wow, this has been a lot shorter of a recording session than the last episode. I mean, I know we're not quite done with the event, but I sincerely doubt they'll fill my head with almost 25 minutes of dialogue to make it anywhere close to the length of the last one. Oh God, we got these. Not again. I'm going to refill my water and get situated for a lot of reading. So, another very quick jump cut. I do like these because it breaks it up from like a huge amount of dialogue. Thankfully. It's like I can take a break from it for a second. East Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal. Meanwhile, with Carabinier. Carabinier, are you alright? Where are you? Right here, I'm fine. Just plunged to the affected region with the Dragon Emperor fleets. Are you doing okay, Lady Latoria? Something awful has happened. Not just at the World Expo, but across the whole Mediterranean. I'm just fine. Let's brief here. First, what do you mean when you say you just plunged into the affected region? Right, so it was in the middle of a tea party, the Dragon Emperor representatives by the canal. That was when Shanghai noticed there was something wrong. She asked me to contact the Sardinian mainland. I couldn't get through, so she asked the Dragon Emperor reps to return to the venue with me. And now, we just entered a sea region covered in a weird substance. I see. No wonder you couldn't get through them. You were outside of the anomaly. The Dragon Emperor ship grows with you, right? Carpinier, connect me to Shanghai. Commander, may I have the Dragon Emperor fleet? I've been informed of the situation. You've clearly been hard at work. Our forces here are enough. Leave the anchor near the canal to us. One more thing. I hear the skybound wall in Alexandria has activated. We have no idea what's going on there. The sandstorm still hasn't stopped. You don't know either? So let's have to leave it aside and hope for the best for now. We'll do what we can to help investigate. If you learn anything, I'll call you right away. I pray for your good fortune. Goodbye. After that, I get a connection error. Aegean Sea. Northern Parliament Fleet. Target annihilated. Requesting further orders. So yes, can we keep going forward? Slow down now, don't stray from the rest of the fleet. Okay. Have you finished collecting data? Yes, Comrade, it's done. I have a feeling this data can be instrumental in advancing Northern Parliament technology. She obliterates the enemy, and she gives us ample data. I'd call that 2 birds with 1 stone. To be frank, though, I wish I could collect data under more normal circumstances. Preparing conceptual anchors over such a large area, Marco Polo was as thorough as can be. Yet our intelligence bureau never caught wind of her preparations. Europa has gotten too lax. We need to tighten up in the future. It isn't all their fault, Krostadt. The members of the tribunal are masters of information manipulation, especially her. You, me, Royal Navy, Ironblood, she tricked all of us. I doubt Her Majesty and Bismarck are panicking too. I'd love to see their faces right now. By her, do you mean Marco Polo? No. Tribunal Representative Clemenceau. Clemenceau of the Vichal Dominion. Never dealt with her face to face, but here all the Tribunal's agents are forces to be reckoned with. I knowledge her to that extent, and I'm sure she's quite capable. The Vichal Dominion. What happened to them when this is resolved and we have peace again? Assuming can be resolved, that is. Ash's fleet. The singularity in the North Atlantic Ocean, formerly the site of a bloody battle, was quiet now. Only the eternally burning flames rose above the wreckage told the story of its violent past. I've been monitoring this door for some time. You don't think Enterprise has forgotten us, do you? Don't grumble, hear you. It's chiefly vital that we correct the singularity as long as it helps us lead to other branches. Besides, it's Enterprise she's talking about. She wouldn't cast aside her fellow Ashes. Maybe not normally, Ark Royal. That doesn't mean you can be certain. Don't be fooled by the way Enterprise acts. You look cool and correct all the time. Her emotions aren't as stable as you might think. You mean, there's a problem with her hull? That's not what I meant. You know, all have her issue. She's not necessarily suffering for the same thing. What I'm talking about is a mental thing. You put yourself the whole time fighting non-stop. You'll be able to put down her weapons or have a moment of relaxation. Truth be told, I'm worried about her. That's so. I guess I haven't fought with her as long as you have. Come to think of it, you've been working with her since before your metamorphosis, haven't you? Everything you said about her, isn't that also true for you? Please, do I look okay to you? Having said that, I suppose I might be a bit better at decompressing. Or maybe I just have a more philosophical view of things. Sometimes, we try to find redemption for our past lives, the deeper a hole we dig. It's like drinking poison that can quench your thirst. I'm just a lot better at giving up than her. That said, if I stay still and did nothing forever, my mental state would break down sooner or later, and I'd turn into one of those kaijus you see in soccer and movies. Is that a promise? Roar! Okay, calm down. Wait, a call? The caller is... Ark Royal, things are about to get interesting. Royal Navy Rally Points, temporary Malta base. Before the conceptual anchor operation. Why is that text so goddamn slow? La la la, la 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 la. Woo, it's the Royal Navy Malta base. Come on, what's the big deal? I haven't been acting hanging over heads or anything. Not gonna let a girl in just because she's from Ironblood. Oh, if it isn't Nelson, aren't you going to welcome me? Or something else. Welcome to the Royal Navy's Malta base. Hooray. Happy? That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Z too would tell me to restrain myself if I were here. But too bad. She's the commander. That means I can tease you as much as I want. So this is Prince Oregon. Haven't you two met before? Why are you looking at me? I swear, I've totally never met this woman in my life. Don't get carried away, Prince Oregon. The Yankees commander, but we can still fight. Welcome me not as Ironblood ship girls, but as reinforcements the commander kindly sent. Yeah, that feels better. No. The Ushers did invite them here to convene at Malta whenever they liked. Not just reinforcements. We're all innocents caught up in the World Expo catastrophe. Welcome to our Malta stronghold, Ironblood. Somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. Royal Navy fleet. Lady Warspite, it informed the Ironblood fleet has arrived at our Malta stronghold. Imagine that. Ironblood setting foot on Malta not as enemies, but as temporary allies. Knowing Prince Oregon, she was already be messing with the girls stationed there. This must be a real headache for Rodney and Nelson, given their upcoming roles in the operation. Where are they heading anyway? Carthage, was it? Yes, I believe it's an ancient city off the North African coast. Well, Marco Polo put a conceptual anchor there, so far away from home. Likely as part of her plan, or possibly the god guiding her actions made the decision. Yep. Hey, Warspite, how are things coming along over there? Want us to help? Nice keeping in touch, but no. Our fleet is currently en route to Dejamila, as per the commander's orders. You sure? I feel there's been a way to make use of your force. Carthage and Dejamila aren't that far apart. The enemies between them are no big deal. Our fleet and your Malta fleet are enough to deal with them. So what I'm thinking is, we'll take care of Dejamila, and you can go get Rhys through backup instead. Think about it. If you made the conceptual anchors, they've surely built better defenses to protect them on their own turf. Hold on. This isn't about the Royal Navy or the Ironblood. This is the commander's operation. I like to skirt around rules, but are you really going to flat out ignore orders from the commander? Well, we, not you, were given the task of dealing with this conceptual anchor, and we intend to complete it. Furthermore, I just got word the Lucius fleet is making good, steady progress. We don't need to pressure her aid. Ultimately, this conflict is something they have to resolve internally. Fair enough. Just thought I'd mention it. It's also worth pointing out the commander never specified the next task after we capture Carthage. In other words, we'll become a reserve force. If you don't want us stealing work from you, you better be quick. The audacity of that. Knights of the Royal Navy, Ironblood has issued us a challenge, and we shall answer. All ships, raise your speed, for the glory of the Royal Navy! With the battle in Toulon over, as Liberty and Vichel's Dominion regrouped, it is now ready to quickly travel to an inland river in Irish territory. Since some of the anchors have been placed on land, the ship will have to leave the comfort of the sea. They were in for an uphill battle. I see this river as close as we'll get, even with advanced science technology. Do we have no standing army? Like, have we seriously put all of our resources into the Navy to the point where we have no standard, like, land-issued army? Fuck, Japan would be happy. I still have my reservations about using these devices, even if we have no other option. Look on the bright side, it also means as close as the sirens can go. Well, the impossible Vector cities they can teleport anywhere. Baron, what is there around us? One, no sign of the enemy. There's one thing, though. I had a suspicion that with the divine vessels they appear in the water as well. Evidence the Sakura Iris mixed fleet ran into that black hole. However, that appears not to be the case. It propagates on land and in the air, but not through water. Yes, now you mention it, I don't remember seeing much water come. Frick! There's water covered in that substance. Even here, water streets the riverbanks. It hasn't seeped into the river itself yet. You may never know what it is. I'm glad I have a means to travel directly from sea to river. Now it gets to the Holy Sea's palace in Avedon. We'll find that conceptual anchor. Lady Rhys, there's a strange space blocking your route. Strange space? In the pitchfork area? Yes, I can see it as well. Pretty damn big. Now we can just walk around it. What do we do? We have no time to waste. Let me try something. The conceptual anchor isn't far. Maybe this trick will work here. Let there be lights. Richelieu uttered a verse, and the holy banner in hand began releasing a brilliant light. You just make your flag glow. How'd you manage to do that? Anchors are sacraments and a force concept. Strong enough to basically make some little miracles of our own. Everyone, follow me. The light will cut through the darkness. The girls gathered inside the space lit by the holy light, feeling their way through the darkness bubbling up from the river. Long afterwards, a shadowy figure came into view. At long last, the final place to complete my masterwork. The crown of the Holy See is finally in my hands. This will put an end to all conflict. The kingdom of God will descend upon the land. Eternal glory and virtue will envelop the world from pole to pole. The sirens are as good as the friend of the past. Yes, those damn sirens will bother me no more, because God shall come down to us. I can't believe my ears. Marco Polo truly did steal the crown. A holy crown, our most sacred artifact. She must be punished for her blasphemy. Put your pitchfork down, Marlaise. Something was clearly not right with her. Either she lost her mind or someone was manipulating her. Clemenceau did remark that Marco Polo had lost it at some point, but then it was too late. Just to assume her god influenced her, warped her very thoughts. There's no point in listening to this deceitful phantom. At any rate, I will dispel it with the Holy Iris's light. No, wait. Or if anything like the Black Hole John's fleet encounter, we'll be in deep shit if we attack it. And what if the phantom actually is Marco Polo? Don't worry, Jean Bart. I'm not out to make any reckless decisions. However, dangerous can believe it be. We cannot turn a blind eye to the contamination Memphis men have spoke about. Furthermore, damn, bastards deployed for me. Fighting it is then. After a short but fierce battle, Marco Polo's phantom sank to its knees in the water. It's always you. You pay lip service to uniting our faiths, and you always stand on the opposite sides. Damned heretics. It's the true orthodoxy. See, orthodoxy usually comes from faith. But does faith put food on the table? What is faith without the support of the people? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. O phantom of false god and zeal made incarnate, return to naught. These words, Marco Polo's phantom disintegrated, along with the region of darkness. Now come, let us go to the palace where the conventional anchor is kept. That was the longest one so far. Will E2-7 be the longest one? Let's find out. After activating the skybound wall and Avenon's conceptual anchor, Richelieu's team discussed the next move. The mission in Avenon is done. However, it took too much time. At this rate, we won't be able to tune the remaining anchors. Cardinal Richelieu, shall I make the call for our warriors to come forward? There are also Vichon's forces that haven't been able to fight with us so far. If you're able to win them over. Indeed. I had the same thought just now. But unfortunately, my title as Cardinal will not necessarily have much sway back home. I spent quite a long time away from home, unable to eagerly flock to join in our cause. Despite the risks involved, I would best course factions split up. Failure is not an option. I will contact whoever I can in the Holy City. Jean Bart, you go northwest of Tag. Marseille, you'll go north of Normandy. As you wish, Cardinal. Cardinal, the fleet for too long has been battling endlessly. Many of them are in no condition to keep fighting. I would ask you have them use the node near Avenon to return to the venue. I will ask Jean's fleet to provide assistance. Appreciate it. Takes a lot of pressure off our shoulders. Good. What happens next depends on whether we can get our sisters and compatriots to trust our words. Cardinal Richelieu, this is Tartu with the Dominion Special Mobile Fleet. Special Mobile Fleet? Perfect timing, Tartu. Where's your fleet currently? We're at the Aviance Cathedral now. Lady Clemenceau, listen for the Tribunal and Vichon fleet the situation through secret communication lines. She has to work with you to activate the skybound walls of the conceptual anchors. What if Ironblood leadership has left forces behind? Or has she handled them personally? It used to be concentrating on our own problems. Also, Cardinal, she complimented your speech at St. Helena. It's really terrible. I told her about the speech, too. She doesn't know how to mind her own business. The Mars report again. Cardinal Richelieu, I have a message for you. The skybound wall near Rhys has been activated. The Templar Knights shall stand by until given further orders. This is the Malin speaking. We've also activated the skybound wall of the Holy City's anchor, awaiting orders. Lights signaling the successful activation of the skybound wall spring to life on the map, one after another. What a beautiful sight. Cardinal Richelieu, We're taking back Venetia. No, all of the Irish Orthodoxy. It'll be long until we're one again. Yes, just a little longer. Mont Saint Michel and the capital are all that moraine. Don't worry about Mont Saint Michel. Strasbourg's team is already nearby, so I'll have it taken care of before long. There you have it. Mont Saint Michel conceptual anchor is shining light toward the Vichel Pavilion now. Would have killed them to say something, though. I understand. Thank you, Jean Bart. And all that's left is the capital. Our final objective, the Irish Orthodoxy's holy city, taken from us by the reenactments. Find your unified Irish Orthodoxy, listen well. Once you have completed your current task, assemble in our capital. Before joining the commander of the World Expo venue, we must unify our forces as one glorious Irish Orthodoxy. Alright, with all of that, there's just one thing left. Join me soon as we find out what lies at the end. Fishy and Dragon signing off.